Catherine. Just try and speak up and I'm recording. I don't want you to say, this magistrate never warned me. Thank you, ma'am. Sent number 4?
Yes.
Demand number 5? Thank you. Sent number 6?
Yes, my lordship.
Thank you. Number 7, sir?
Yes, my lordship.
Thank you. All right. That aspect has been covered. I'm coming to the second right that I need to explain. It is the right pertaining to the right to remain silent. It is violent jealousy by the institution. Meaning that this court is warning you that you have a right to remain silent pertaining to the merits of the case, asked or when you have disclosed of the affidavits. However, if you waive that right to remain silent and decide to disclose the merits of the case, this court is warning you that the evidence that will be tendered in this case application will be used in the forthcoming trial, will be presented in that trial as a prima facie evidence. So I just want to find out as we follow each other the applicants are set between number 1 to understand.
Yes, number 2.
Thank you. Number 2, ma'am. Yes, number 3, ma'am. Yes, number 2. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, my lordship.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, my lordship.
Sir?
Yes, my lordship.
Thank you. I will appreciate you making sense of all of you. I will start with the legal representative of Veterans number 1, advocating some that honors is listed with the
Certainly, Your Worship. Your Worship, in preparation for the bail application, we have prepared affidavits which I beg leave to hand up to the Honourable Court. Your Worship, we beg that the affidavit in its entirety, I know that my learned colleagues had intimated that they wanted to piecemeal to a certain extent, but I would request that I read the entire affidavit into the record for these purposes. So that's accused number 1, Mr. Wellington Loisomkwan. Certainly. It's a statement in terms of the provisions of section 60 subsection 11 of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977. He states that I, the undersigned Mkwana Wellington Loiso, do hereby make oath and state that I am a male, adult male, and a South African citizen with identity number 731223567983, currently residing at 34 Hampstead Gardens, Hyperion Road, North Riding, Gauteng Province. I'm currently 51 years of age. I'm the applicant in this application, in which I seek relief from this Honourable Court to be released on bail. I respectfully submit, as I will demonstrate herein, that the interests of justice permit my release on bail. In any event, the dictates of fairness and justice in view of the peculiar facts herein warrant that I should not be deprived of my liberty, that I should be released on bail. I make this affidavit of my own free will, and I have not in any way been unduly influenced to depose thereto. The facts herein contained, save where expressly indicated to the contrary, are within my personal knowledge and belief and are both true and correct. At the application in terms of section 60, subsection 11 of the Act, the purpose of this affidavit is to provide the above Honourable Court with my personal circumstances and to address the allegations levelled against me, insofar as they are known to me, as well as to address the factors to be considered by the above, by the Honourable Court as contained in section 60, subsection 4 to section 60, subsection 9 of the Act. I have been advised and I understand that I bear the burden to show that the interest of justice permits my release and that I am obliged to initiate this application. Sorry, Your Worship, am I not going too fast?
Yeah, I'm on the same.
Okay. That's what you do. I fail to understand how I could be charged with corruption as I acted within the course and scope of my employment on the alleged quid pro quo tender scandal. However, I will put factors before the Honourable Court to show that it is in the interest of justice to permit my release on bail. I state that the state will not be able to present any objective facts that I committed corruption. Personal circumstances. I am employed as a Chief Director by the Gauteng Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, and currently I earn a net salary of 71,000 Rand. I reside at 34 Hampstead Gardens, Hyperion Road, North Riding. I was born on 23rd December 1973 at Eastern Cape. I have resided in the Republic of South Africa all my life, and although I have a passport which I am prepared to hand over to the state, I have travelled several times on work and pleasure outside of the Republic. Nonetheless, I regard South Africa as my permanent place of residence. I have no intention to relocate to any other country, as my family, friends, and my general life is within the Republic, and more importantly, I love South Africa. I do not own any movable and immovable properties outside the Republic of South Africa. However, I own the following assets within the Republic, which are essentially my livelihood. First being an immovable property situated at 1 Tarima Kasi, 2nd Avenue, Fairland, Randburg. An immovable assets worth roughly 1 million Rand. I'm married and have 2 children, a boy 19 and a girl 16. My friends and family reside in the Republic of South Africa, although I know a few people who reside outside the Republic of South Africa. Those people are either visiting, working, or schooling in those foreign countries. Their home is here in South Africa, and I believe they same as I, have no intention of abandoning the Republic. I've never been convicted of any criminal offences, either in the Republic or elsewhere. There are no outstanding cases other than the present being investigated against me by the South African Police Services. Flight risk. I will stand my trial should it proceed against me. I have served the Republic of South Africa as a public servant for over 45 years at different capacities and roles. I believe in the rule of law, the impartiality of the justice system of the country, and as such, there is no possibility that I'll even think of not standing my trial should there be one. In order to persuade the above Honourable Court that I should be released on bail, I provide the following additional facts and information in terms of Section 60 of the Act. At Section 60, subsection 4, subparagraph A, read with Section 60, Section 5. I do not know any witness upon whom the state will rely in order to attempt to prove a case against me. I was warned by my legal team not to talk to any witnesses. In any event, I have no intention to interfere with any witnesses, as I have no cause to do so and undertake not to do so. I maintain good relationships with people and I bear no grudges against anyone. As previously stated, I have no previous convictions and I have not been released on bail pending any charges. I am not disposed to violence or abuse against women and children. At Section 60, subsection 4, read with Section 60, subsection 6 of the Act, I respectfully submit that the facts set out above support my contention that I do not constitute a flight risk. I have one South African passport and I am willing to surrender the passport to the investigating officer should it be a condition of bail. I am not in possession of any other travel documents and I undertake not to apply for such documentation pending the finalization of these proceedings. The investigating officer in this matter called me on or about the 9th of October 2024 and requested that I hand myself over on the 16th of October 2024. I did not run as I believed in the South African justice system. I handed myself over as requested. I will be able to raise an amount of 10,000 Rand to post bail or any amount that the court deems appropriate considering my, well, it says unemployment, but employment status. At Section 60, subsection 4, read with Section 60, subsection 7, I have no knowledge of any evidentiary material which may exist with regard to the allegations leveled against me. In any event, I believe that whatever such evidence may be, it is in the possession of the police. It is safely secured and I do not have access thereto. I undertake not to interfere with any further investigations. I am not sure which witnesses the state will rely upon in order to attempt to prove its case against me. Nonetheless, I undertake not to communicate with any witnesses, however he or she may be, or whoever he or she may be, and any other persons whose names may appear on a list of state witnesses to be provided by the state. My continued incarceration can only prejudice me and creates no benefit to the state. At Section 60, subsection 4, subparagraph E, read with Section 60, subsection 8, capital A. I respectfully submit that should I be released on bail, my release shall not disturb the public order or undermine the proper functioning of the criminal justice system. I will comply with such conditions as the above honourable court may wish to impose. I accordingly submit that the interests of justice, consideration of prejudice, and the balancing of prospective interests favour my release on bail. That concludes the affidavit in support of the first accused application. May it please, Your Worship.
Do you wish to make a plea?
Yes, that is correct, Your Worship.
Yes, my lordship.
May it please, Your Worship.
Your Worship, I confirm appearance for accused number 2. Beg leave to hand up my brief on the matter. Your Worship, in support of the bail application for an affidavit, which we beg leave to hand up. Your Worship, I will read a copy into report. Yes, I, the undersigned, Kandega Mbasa Sikari, hereby declare under oath as follows after the following has been explained to me. This is a Schedule 5 bail application, and there rests the onus on me to prove to the court that my release on bail is in the interest of justice. My failure to do so will lead to refusal of bail. I have the right not to incriminate myself, and anything I testify in the application for my bail may be used against me in the trial of this matter. I choose to apply for bail by way of submitting this affidavit and not verbally testifying. There is a duty on me to reveal all my previous convictions and pending matters to the courts, and my failure to do so will constitute a criminal offense. My identification number is 650727089088. A copy of my identification document is attached here to as Annexure TS1. I am a citizen of the Republic of South Africa. I have previously traveled overseas strictly for work purposes. I have applied for a passport. I, however, have not collected the passport from Home Affairs. I am prepared to not collect it until advised otherwise should same be required. I have a relative that works in the United Kingdom. Said relative is currently in South Africa. I do not have assets outside the borders of the Republic of South Africa. Personal work history. From 1998 until 2019, I worked for the government until the contract ended, particularly within the Department of Cooperative Governance in Gauteng. I have been permanently residing in the Republic of South Africa, and I have strong economical, emotional, and social ties in the Gauteng area, and I have no intention of relocating my place of residence anywhere else. My children also school in Gauteng. I reside at 6 Hyde Place, Murileta Park in Pretoria. Proof of my residence is attached hereto as Annexure TS2. I have 4 dependents, 3 of which reside with me in Pretoria and are currently in school. I am currently not officially employed, am however involved in voluntary work with an NPO that works with farmers. I do not have any other sources of income. I own 3 properties located in Pretoria, East London, and Port Edwards in KwaZulu-Natal. I can afford to pay a bail in a reasonable amount not exceeding 10,000. I have no previous convictions. I have no pending criminal matters. I handed myself over and was arrested on the 16th of October 2024 at the offices of the investigating officer by agreement between him and my attorney. I was informed that I am charged with fraud. I intend to plead not guilty. I have been informed of my right to remain silent at this stage and not disclose the basis of my defense. Understanding that, I however wish to state that I deny all the allegations leveled against me and reserve the right to respond to whatever allegations the state may make during these bail application proceedings. Submissions regarding factors to be considered when deciding whether bail should be granted. Schedule. I have been advised that the offence that I am being charged with falls under Schedule 5 of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977, herein referred to as the Criminal Procedure Act. Considerations in terms of Section 6, 4A to E. I am further advised that in considering whether to grant an application for bail, the court will consider the relevant factors in Section 64 of the Criminal Procedure Act, with which I briefly deal with below. Section 64A. I respectively submit that my release on bail will not endanger any person's safety. I harbor no resentment against any particular individual or the public in general. I have no history of violence. 64B. I respectfully submit that this likelihood does not exist. In my view, my personal profile set out here and above. I do not wish to evade my trial and live the life of a fugitive. And I do not have the means, financial or otherwise, to live the life of a fugitive. I will stand my trial with a view of clearing my name and any alleged wrongdoing as I wish to remain in the Republic of South Africa. Section 64C. There is no likelihood of me interfering with the witnesses in this matter. I undertake not to interfere with any of the state witnesses, even if their identity is known to me. I have no access to evidentiary material held by the investigating officer. Section 64D. Given all the above consideration, I submit respectfully that I pose no danger to the function of the criminal justice system or the bail system. I have not furnished any false information for purposes of this application or after my arrest. Section 64E. I submit that my release on bail will not disturb the public order or undermine the public peace. Other relevant factors to be considered. I respectfully submit that the interests of justice permit my release on bail and that I am therefore entitled to be admitted to bail. I am also willing to abide by any conditions the court may deem fit to impose. I will come to court on all the dates which this matter will be remanded to. I will report at the police station which is within my place of residence if such condition is imposed. I undertake not to commit further offence should I be released on bail. I humbly submit that the interest of justice permits my release on bail. Also, I am not a flight risk and I undertake to abide by any condition imposed by the courts. In the premise and taking into consideration the relevant schedule the charges result under, I respectfully submit that the court should grant bail to me in an appropriate amount and with such conditions attached as the court may deem fit. Our submission, Your Worship, that the affidavit be accepted into exhibit.
I see your affidavit refers to the
TS. Oh, Your Worship, I think it's over here. Your Worship, beg leave to end up. Is the court clear, Your Worship?
Is that your applicant's case?
Yes, Your Worship.
Thank you, Worship. If I may, with the leave of the court, hand to Your Worship an original. My learned friend on behalf of the state is already in possession of one that was provided to the state prior to the proceedings this morning, and if I may request leave to read it into the record. I'm going to deal with the salient points. Your Worship will notice it is quite bulky. I'm going to deal with the salient points and not with the law per se. My learned friends have already managed to regurgitate that. Your Worship is well aware of the law. So with the leave of the court, I'd request that it be considered read, but I will start on page 2, which deals with the personal circumstances.
I further submit that submit that I stand to be severely prejudiced by my further incarceration, balanced against the fact that I do not pose a risk to the state. Should I be released on bail, I will stand my trial should I be required to do so. I am prepared to subject myself to any condition, however stringent this honorable court may impose them. I have a valid passport, which I am prepared to surrender to the investigating officer should it be ordered. I will submit that the interests of justice do not require my further detention and continued incarceration. Given the seriousness of the charges preferred against me, I am advised that a prolonged period of time may elapse before this matter is brought to trial, and that a further impediment to the preparation of my defense will be brought about by my continued incarceration. I submit that I am not emotionally equipped to deal with my further incarceration given my poor health condition. I am currently on chronic medication. I have a constitutional right to freedom, a right that people submit the state is attempting to infringe unreasonably. I have an amount of 20,000 rand readily available for the purpose of paying bail. I certainly cannot afford to forfeit this amount should bail be granted to me. I submit that this amount of money constitutes the maximum amount of money I have available immediately. However, in an event that the Honorable Court finds this amount unacceptable, I will use my best attempt to raise such further amount. This contention is supported by my belief that I'm innocent of the charges preferred against me. I urge the Honorable Court to find that it will be necessary justice to permit my release from custody. I respectfully submit that I have demonstrated the honors required of me to demonstrate that the interests of justice do not require my further detention, and respectfully request the Honorable Court to set bail, subject to any condition that the court may deem it fit. This affidavit is signed on today's day and also commissioned by the Commissioner of Forfeiture. Maybe it is as a video.
Did you understand the contents of the affidavit that the attorney has read and read? No, just don't bend it, okay, I'll hear you. Yes. Thank you. Okay. Do you confirm the contents thereon, right? Yes. Thank you, Mr. Seated.
That will be applicant number 5's case. As a court case also. Your Worship, I beg leave to end the original affidavit deposed by applicant number 7, and I'll read from the court. I've already given my learned friend the court. As a court basis. I, the undersigned Pule Mabe, do hereby make an oath and state that I'm an adult male, presently residing at number 87014 Dromedaries Avenue, Rand, extension 5 Randburg, and I've been residing in this property for a period of more than 11 years, and as such I consider same to be a permanent place of abode. I am the applicant herein. I have been informed by the bed owner certified above honorable court that the of justice permit my release from custody. I make this affidavit out of my own free will, and I have not been unduly influenced to depose it. The facts herein contained, save where expressed in here to the contrary, are within my personal knowledge and belief, and are both true and correct. Personal background. I was born in Palabura, Limpopo province. I'm the second born in a family of 3. Both my parents are deceased. I am married to my co-accused Miss Matlekelo Elis Mabe, and there are 2 children born from the marriage, aged 21 and 16 years old respectively. The children are still attending school. I have no relatives or family living outside the Republic of South Africa. I am currently a member of the African National Congress, National Executive Committee. In light of the charges preferred against me, I may have to consider stepping down from my responsibilities as a member of the ANC, which is consistent with the resolution of the ANC. I have no previous conviction, nor any matters pending against me. I am not aware of any warrant of arrest that has been issued under my name. The principles of non-disclosure have been thoroughly explained to me by my legal representatives. Educational background. I have a national diploma in journalism from Tshwane University of Technology, a BTech in journalism from Tshwane University of Technology, advanced certificate in environmental protection from UNISA, masters in business leadership from UNISA School of Business of Leadership. I'm a candidate in doctorate in business leadership from UNISA. Employment status and employment history. I was previously employed as a spokesperson for the African National Congress. I was also a member of National Assembly. I was previously a director of Enviromobi Pty Ltd. I am currently a director of Scaly Institute, a non-profit organization. I'm also a director of Revolves Pty Ltd, Revolves Property. I pause to mention that these companies are currently not active in business. I have an income in an amount of 25,000 rand from Scaly Institute. I have no other source of income. Movable and immovable assets. My wife and I are the joint owners of the property known as 870 14 Dromedaris Avenue, Randburg Extension 5, Gauteng Province. I have a motor vehicle which is financed by the bank. My wife and I have movable assets which consist of household contents and effect to the value of 700,000 rand. Factors to be considered in terms of section 64 to 9 of Act 1 of 1977. I have been informed by my legal relative that I am in charge with fraud to the value of 36 million rand, arising from the contract between Gauteng Department of Agriculture and Rural Development and Enviromobi Pty Ltd, which result under Schedule 5 of Act 1 of 1977. As such, I must initiate this application. I have been advised, which advice I accept, that I am not compelled to disclose the basis of my defense at this stage of the proceedings. However, I wish to place the following before. I deny the allegation leveled against me in the strongest possible terms, as nothing can be further from the truth. I submit that notwithstanding the fact that I resign as a director of Enviromobi, I can confidently confirm that there was a delivery of goods as per the terms of the contract. I attach it to a copy of the picture of the former MEC, Ms. Morokane Masukiwa, during the handing over of the goods on the 29th of October 2019, marked as Annexure PPM1. I further attach a picture of the former Premier of Gauteng, Mr. Makura, and the MEC Lebogang Maile at the lodge at Mthareng Stadium in Tembisa during the launch of the project as PPM2. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. I am perplexed that it is alleged that no delivery took place while the government went further to gazette the project on the government gazette and attached it to a copy of the government gazette as PPM3. I can further confirm that the goods were handed over to the beneficiaries after they had complied with all the necessary requirements. I further wish to state that Enviro Mabe instructed the summons at the Johannesburg High Court against MEC for Gauteng, against the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development under yes, Worship. Yes, it's MEC for Gauteng, supposed to be Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. Yes, Worship. Under case numbers 39455 of /2018 for the damages arising from the contract under review. After receiving 4 legal opinions from different law firms, the department decided to settle the matter out of court, and a settlement agreement was made in order of court. I mentioned these few issues just to illustrate the point that any insinuation that there was no delivery of the goods is meritless and without substance. I accept that the charges leveled against me are serious, but I deny that I'm guilty of any of the charges or that I committed any of the acts as alleged in the charge sheet. I am absolutely convinced that should I be required to stand trial, I will not be found guilty on any charge the state may prefer against me. I submit that I have no intention of fleeing across the border of South Africa or in any way attempting to evade my trial. I submit that I have no incentive whatsoever to attempt to evade my trial. The nature and growth of gravity of any punishment which should be theoretically imposed upon me should I be convicted of the charge brought against me play no part in my actions or decisions, as I did nothing wrong and cannot conceive of any basis upon which I can be convicted of any of the charges. I have no knowledge of the prevalence of this type of offences. I have no access to any judicial material which may be presented at a subsequent trial and cannot conceive of any judicial material which may exist in respect of this matter. I have not been provided the copies of the docket, and as such I do not have access to the evidence in the possession of the state. As I denied anything wrong, I cannot conceive of any evidence which may be brought against me. I will submit that should I be released on bail, my release will not disturb the public order or undermine the public peace or security. Further, I submit that my safety will not be jeopardized by my release on bail. It has been and remain my clear intention not to communicate with any of the state witnesses. I submit that I stand to be severely prejudiced by my further incarceration, balanced against the fact that I do not pose a risk to the state. Should I be released on bail, I will stand my trial should I be required to do so. I am prepared to submit myself to any condition, however stringent this honorable court may impose. I have a passport which I am prepared to surrender to the investigating officer should it be ordered. I submit that this justice did not require my further and continued incarceration. Given the seriousness of the charges preferred against me, I am advised that the prolonged period of time will last before this matter is brought to trial, and that a further impediment to the preparation of my trial will be brought about by my continued incarceration. I submit that I am not emotionally equipped to deal with my further incarceration. I have a constitutional right to freedom, a right I submit the state is attempting to infringe upon me unreasonably. I have an amount of 20,000 rand readily available for the purpose of paying bail. I certainly cannot afford to forfeit this money should bail be granted to me. I submit that this amount of money constitutes the maximum amount of money I have available immediately. However, in an event that the Honorable Court finds the said amount unacceptable, I will use my best attempt to raise such further amount. This contention is supported by my belief that I am innocent of the charges preferred against me. I urge the Honorable Court to find that it will be in the interest of justice to permit my release from custody. I respectfully submit that I have demonstrated the honors required of me to demonstrate that the interest of justice did not require my further detention. I respectfully request the Honorable Court set bail subject to any conditions the court may deem it fit. The affidavit is signed on today's date by the deponent and is duly commissioned.
How to be addressed when you pay because it's already commissioned and it's not next season.
That's the applicant's case for number 7.
Afternoon, Your Worship. I confirm my appearance on behalf of the accused person. Your Worship, we prepared the affidavit according to my instruction, Your Worship. I beg leave to hand the same to the state and to Your Worship. As the court says. May I please read the affidavit into the record, Your Worship? As the court pleases. In the court for the Regional Division of Gauteng held at the Specialized Commercial Crime Court, Cambridge, case number S/CC 80/2024, in the matter between Dinyiko Mahunzi, applicant, and the state respondent. Affidavit in support of bail application. I, the undersigned, Dinyiko Mahunzi, ID number 79103053400088. Do hereby declare under oath as follows. I am the applicant in this application in which I seek relief from this honorable court to be released on bail. I respectfully submit, as I will demonstrate herein, that permitting my release on bail will be in the interest of justice. In any event, the dictates of fairness and justice in the view of peculiar facts herein warrant that I should not be deprived of my liberty and that I should be released on bail. The facts herein contained are, save where the context otherwise refer, within my personal knowledge and belief, and to the best of my knowledge true and correct. In instances where I refer to legal opinion or authority, I do so upon the advice of my legal representative, which advice and or opinion I accept to be correct. I would like the court to take note of the following personal particulars and background. I was born on the 30th of October 1979.
If you found this video informative, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content like this. And as always, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay informed and stay engaged.